Matthew chapter 12, verse 1 to 21. Jesus deals with Sabbath law. He changes the interpretation of the law, and this will cause problems between him and the religious leaders. Jesus will continue his mission, even if the religious leaders plot against him. At that time, Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry, and they began to pluck heads of grain and to eat. When the Pharisees saw it, they said to him, "Look, your disciples are doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath." He said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God and ate the bread of the presence, which it was not lawful for him or his companions to eat, but only for the priests. Or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath the priests in the temple break the Sabbath and yet are guiltless? I tell you, something greater than the temple is here. But if you had known what this means, 'I desire mercy and not sacrifice,' you would not have condemned the guiltless, for the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath." He left that place and entered their synagogue. A man was there with a withered hand, and they asked him, "Is it lawful to cure on the Sabbath?" so that they might accuse him. He said to them, "Suppose one of you has only one sheep, and it falls into a pit on the Sabbath. Will you not lay hold of it and lift it out? How much more valuable is a human being than a sheep? So it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath." Then he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and it was restored, as sound as the other. But the Pharisees went out and conspired against him, how to destroy him. When Jesus became aware of this, he departed. Many crowds followed him, and he cured all of them, and he ordered them not to make him known. This was to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet Isaiah. "Here is my servant, whom I have chosen, my beloved, with whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he will proclaim justice to the Gentiles. He will not wrangle or cry aloud, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. He will not break a bruised reed, or quench a smoldering wick, until he brings justice to victory. And in his name the Gentiles will hope." How should one interpret law? Can church law be interpreted in a similar fashion to Jesus' interpretation of the Mosaic law? Some are of the opinion that allowing individuals too much liberty in interpreting the law can cause problems. What do you think? The Holy Spirit asks us in making difficult decisions regarding law. Always pray to the Holy Spirit when conflicts between law and the individual arise. Make the way in which you obey the law promote love of God and love of neighbor.